Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be going over the bow and arrow system that I created. I got three variations of it. I'm going to be showing you the code and then what it looks like in gameplay. Let's start with bow 1. So bow 1, we got an arrow prefab, an arrow location, arrow throw force, arrow count, new arrow, arrow reload speed. These are all pretty self-explanatory. We got properties for arrow count new arrow that we can grab from other references or other scripts. On start, if the arrow count is greater than 0, we place a new arrow. On update, if we press mouse 0, left mouse button, we fire an arrow. The fire arrow is checking to see if the new arrow is not null. If it's not null, we have an arrow. And then we're going to be basically grabbing the arrow box collider trigger, enabling it to true, setting the rigid body to kinematic to false, and then we're setting the rigid body add force and clearing the parent. Then we invoke enable box collider, so it doesn't interact with the bow. It gives it just a couple seconds or a fraction of a second, 0.15, to get away from the bow before it turns on your box collider in the front, so it doesn't collide with it. And then after you shoot, if your arrow count is greater than 0, it places a new arrow for you. In place new arrow, it decreases your arrow count and instantiates a new arrow and fills that reference so that up here, no, down here, sorry, new arrow is not null. And then enable box collider. New arrow, get component arrow, box collider enabled is true. New arrow equals null because we're getting rid of it. We don't want the player to be shooting imaginary arrows, so we null it out so that the next arrow can take its place. So let's move the bow HUD over for now. Bow version 2 is a little different. It's the same setup. We got all the same things except for bow up position, bow down position, bow transition speed. So we're going to have a bow up. We're holding it up this time, and then we're lowering it. And then the speed between raising and lowering it. Is the bow ready or not? If the bow is ready, you're able to shoot. If not, you can't. And then a game object bow. So the game object that will be manipulated lies under the player camera. Basically, on start, if the new arrow is greater than 0, or if arrow count is greater than 0, we're creating a new arrow. And then, let's see, input. Let me get this turned off real quick. There we go. If our input.get key is mouse 1, which is a right mouse button, we ready our bow. So we hold our bow up. If we don't do that, we release that button, we unready the bow. So ready bow is just bow is ready is true, unready is false. And then basically if it's true, we're manipulating the bow to put it in a different position. And we're moving it with the move towards bow transition speed times time.delta time, and then move in that position. And then if the position is equal to bow up position, we can allow them to fire the arrow, so it's in the ready position. If it's not, we're moving it back towards the down position. Place new arrow, the arrow count goes down, new arrow gets instantiated, and parent gets called to the arrow location. New arrow, get component rigid body is kinematic of false. We're setting the add force, we're nulling out the parent, and then we're invoking a box collider again. And then if we still have arrows, we're replacing the arrow times the reload speed this time. Enable box collider, it's the same, cool. Let's go to version 3. Version 3 is the one with an animator. So now what we're doing is instead of instantiating an arrow to place in the bow, we're we're turning on a dummy arrow to play an animation, and then turning that dummy arrow off. So the code's a little different. It's the same here, the arrow reload speed, arrow count, new arrow. But now we got a bow animator, and we got a dummy arrow. And then bull is ready. So the difference here, let's see, we got arrow count is greater than 0, place new arrow. Down here we're placing new arrow. Arrow count is less, we're decrementing, so arrow count minus minus is minusing 1 from the arrow count. And then we're setting the dummy arrow to true. So we're turning it on. And then, excuse me. If we get key down mouse 1 and dummy arrow is active in hierarchy, which it's showing, then is ready is true, and we're setting the bool to is ready. If we release the right mouse button, we unready our bow. Is ready or false, and then we tell the animator the same thing. So unready. Now if we press R this time, and if our bow is in current state, armature bow down idle, and the dummy arrow is not active, then we reload. We debug.log is reloading just to let me know that this is reloading itself. If the arrow count's greater than 0, then we replace an arrow. There is a bug here where if you spam R, then you can continuously reload. So I need to put a bool in here. If is reloading, then don't do anything. And then if is ready and you press mouse 0 and your dummy arrow is active in hierarchy, you fire your arrow. Place new arrows the same, arrow count goes down, your dummy arrow gets set active. Fire arrow, dummy arrow gets turned off. And then we place a new arrow in its spot. So instantiate the arrow prefab and the location and rotation of it. We set as parent to the arrow location. Turn on the is kinematic to false, rigid body.add force, turn it to null, and then enable box collider after 0.2 seconds. So that is 3 bows and 3 variations of bows. The arrow is pretty much the same. It's got a box collider trigger. It's got it is on fire, and it's got fire particles. If it's on fire, turn the fire particles on. If it collides with the wall, it sticks to it. It's not the best stick. It kind of bounces and rotates, so I need to fix that. If we hit a player and we have a bow, we increase the arrow count. We place a new arrow if the bow is empty. Same thing for bow 2 and for bow 3. Then we destroy the game object that we collided with, which is an arrow on the ground or in the wall. And if we collide with fire, we turn this fire on, and we set the fire particle systems to play. Here's our little bird. It's just got a speed and an update. It's got another script running on it. It's a respawner that spawns it in a random location. So it, well, mainly random, pseudo-random. It's got like 4 points at 4 different rotations and positions. And then the bow HUD is grabbing references to each of these. And if they're not null, they're setting the arrow count. And then let's take a look at how these bow and arrows look. Bow and arrow mechanic 1. Alright. So here's the one where you don't have to pull it back. You don't need is ready. You just shoot. And it reloads after about 1 second, 2 seconds. And the arrow count goes down. Fire arrow with the left mouse button. You could go try to shoot this. See the way it sticks? It's not sticking 100% where it's shot at. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it rotates. Yeah, that one went up. And I grabbed those and the arrow count went back up. Here's a little birdie. Hard as hell to hit. Almost had him. Anyways, so that's the bow mechanic 1. Let's go to 2. This one you have to is ready the bow. So if I left click, nothing happens. I have to hold right click to pull it up, and then left click to shoot. I hit a metal wall and it ricocheted, so it bounced off. This wall is wood and it sticks. This wall is concrete and it doesn't. And you can probably hear a cat growling outside. We got too many of those. And they like to run around and be ridiculous. If you shoot through this fire, it turns the fire on in the arrow. If you walk up and you put your arrow tip in the fire, same thing happens. Is fire's on is true. It's not the best fire effect, but it works. Gets the point across. And then let's go to bow and arrow mechanic version 3. So there's a couple different things going on here. This is a freestanding brick system. I tried to create bricks in the past. I'll show them soon. This system has freestanding bricks, which are just rigid bodies that are built. So if I hit reset and you watch it, you can see it fall in on itself, stabilize. So this one, right mouse button, ready to bow. It comes up to the side. It's an animation. And then left mouse click to shoot. And it's got, press R to reload. R to reload. So these bricks are nice because they keep you from getting in there unless I break some of these boxes. And you can break this whole wall down. Oh, there it goes. Boom. I can jump on the inside here and shoot. He's got an arm on him. The arrow's gone. Oh, and I missed. Is it coming back? Oh, there it was. And that's about all I had to show you. It was 3 different bow mechanics. They're all different a little bit. They're not too hard to work on, and the code is there if you'd like to make it yourself. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I got an itch.io, a Patreon, a Wix, LinkedIn, just about everything you can think about for social media. And TikTok too as well, but I post a couple game videos on there every now and again. But that's about it. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.